Yes, people, good day. Yeah, man, this is Solomon again. So we're gonna be discussing with you a very important topic, and you will be educated and be informed. You're gonna need to see this one. I'm gonna jump right into it, no delay. All right, so the purpose of this research today is to show you the hidden code of life that mankind have discovered. We have to remember, people, mankind always been searching, especially the seed of Esau seed, the Edomites, always been searching. So they discovered this code, and you'll hear more about it soon. To show, number two, to show evidence that mRNA is a synthetic artificial intelligent program. So this code that they're talking about is this mRNA, people. The mRNA, which is now being used in vaccine, and it's not only going to be used in vaccine, going to be used in other different products for other different ailments. And number three, to show you the difference between mRNA vaccine and the traditional vaccine, because notice most people, when they hear about this new vaccine, they think it is the same. It was developed the same way as the traditional vaccine, and people normally get deceived in that way. So now you are going to be shown the two difference and understand the two different type of vaccine, because those vaccines take like 5 to 10 years to develop, but this vaccine with less than a year. All right. The number four, the link between Amazon cloud and the Tower of Babel. Number five, to show you what happened in history when man and angel disturbed the order of life and the punishment attached to it. All right, so I'm going to also show you a video. Stand tight and wait for that video. That video is there where Dr. Talzak, Moderna, as a chief medical officer, Dr. Talzak oversees preclinical development, clinical development and regulatory affairs across Moderna and its ventures. So you're going to hear him, and you're going to hear him speak about hacking the software of life. He's going to also explain to you the mRNA vaccine and the traditional vaccine. Listen to him and take notes. It's important for you to take notes, and you're going to be shocked of what you hear.
So I started my professional life about 30 years ago as a nurse in the pediatric intensive care unit. And I remember this one infant, let's call him Jonathan, who came in really, really ill. Seemed to have a rare genetic defect, but in those days, gene diagnosis was still in its infancy, so we couldn't really figure out what's wrong with him. And in the years since, as I've trained as a physician scientist, we've been living this phenomenal digital and scientific revolution. And I'm here today to tell you that we're actually hacking the software of life, and that it's changing the way we think about prevention and treatment of disease. So here's all the biology you need to know in 30 seconds. Our body is made out of organs. Our organs are made out of cells. And in every cell, there's this thing called messenger RNA, or mRNA for short, that transmits the critical information from the DNA, our genes, to the protein, which is really the stuff we're all made out of. This is the critical information that determines what a cell will actually do. And so we think of it like an operating system. And it's not just in every cell of our body, it's actually in every cell of every organism alive. It's the same thing. And so if you could actually change that, which we call the software of life, if you could introduce a line of code, change a line of code, it turns out that has profound implications for everything from the flu to cancer. And I'm going to demonstrate that with 3 short examples. Let's start with the flu. So many of us get a vaccine. What is a vaccine? It is an injection in our arm where we get bits and pieces of the virus, the proteins, and that teaches our immune system to recognize the virus, and so when we get infected, we're not sick. Now imagine if instead of giving the protein, we would give the instructions on how to make the protein, how the body can make its own vaccine. That's an mRNA vaccine, and here's what it looks like from the cell. So the traditional approach has protein floating around your cells. An mRNA vaccine approach has the cells themselves in your own body making the vaccine. What's more alarming, a stranger prowling the neighborhood or somebody who just broke into your ground floor and tripped the alarm? That's what happens with an mRNA vaccine. You've tripped the alarm wire, and now the cell is dialing 911. It's calling the police at the same time as it's making the protein and saying, that's the bad guy. That's how an mRNA vaccine works, and for the last several years,
All right, people, so you just hear Moderna, top scientist, top doctor speaking about confessing that the whole process of creating that mRNA is hack in order for the mRNA to go into your cell, your body. It's they hack into the system. So now I'm going to be explaining to you what is hacking. And here he confessed that is a computer software. So definition of hacking is an attempt to exploit a computer system or a private network inside a computer. Simply put, it is the unauthorized access to or control over computer network security system for some illicit purpose. The source is the Economic Times. So people, you have to understand the Almighty created your body, your cells, and there are some things that is forbidden for mankind to go into. So that's the reason why they have to hack it, because every time they try, they've been blocking out. They get black out, the body black it out, because the Almighty created your body for no one to go inside of it. The next explanation is to gain illegal access to a computer network system. Source, in Webster Dictionary. So people, you have to understand what the children of Esau is doing, you know. Psalms 139, verse 14. I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul know it right well. My substance was not hid from thee when I was made in secret. People, the Almighty created us in secret. That means why he created the secret? Because there are some things mankind not supposed to know. He doesn't want us to know certain things. Do you remember in the garden with Adam and Eve? How they were deceived? They were told explicitly not to touch a particular tree with a particular fruit. And they touch it. And you see what happened today. Okay, mankind has allowed the devil to push them to that limit, to touch something that they're not supposed to touch. I want you to understand that, people. My substance was not hid from thee when I was made in secret and curiously wrought in the lowest part of the earth. Now, I'm going to go into a next video. Very important video. Now, this is the Stephen Banzer. This is the Moderna CEO. And you now gonna hear where this technology was made Listen to it.
We next-gen sequence it. We next-gen sequence a healthy cell of a body. We send everything to the AWS. We compare every letter of it
to
AWS.
To Amazon Web Services.
Correct.
You send it to AWS.
Yes.
And they do.
And we compare every letter of the DNA.
You hear that, people? Amazon. In order to get this mRNA created, it was sent to Amazon. And I'm going to also show you, Ned, this is the CEO, you know. So Reuters and all those other people cannot come and fact check this and found this wanted, you know. Stefan Banzel, listen back, these people. Amazon Cloud. Last time I was on a discussion and I told a doctor that it's Amazon Cloud. The mRNA was created. He laughed at me because he didn't know. He thought it was just a cloud in the sky I was talking. But here is the evidence now.
Services.
Correct.
You send it to AWS.
We send everything to the AWS. We compare every letter of it
to
AWS.
To Amazon Web Services.
Correct.
You send it to AWS.
Yes.
And they do.
And we compare every letter of the DNA, the 3 gigabyte of letter of a cancer cell and a healthy cell. And from that, we deduce what do we need to do in our product just for your cancer.
I find, well, it's almost science fiction what you're up to.
Yes, and it's happening now. And again, it goes back to this platform, which is, unlike traditional medicine, we do not have to figure out how to make in our factory each product. They're all the same. mRNA is an information molecule. It's like software. It's a software of life.
Yes, do you hear what he said? It's a software. It's a software of life. I'm going to play it over. Somebody miss it.
Each product, they're all the same. mRNA is an information molecule. It's like software. It's a software of life. There are 4 letters that makes every one of our drugs. It's just the order of the letters that goes from product 1 to product.
So hold on, people. Are you saying that when you take the job, that job contains a software of life, software that was built in Amazon Cloud? Christian.
Product 2. So once you figure out how to make it work once, which were done, for example, for vaccines, then you can have a lot of new products coming very quickly. We next-gen sequence it. We next-gen sequence.
Okay, people, you hear that? Do you hear that? Okay, so I'm going to something else now. I'm going to something, a new thing now. Listen to this now. This thing here. Just talk about Amazon Cloud. Look at this. Amazon reveals plan to build Tower of Babel opposite US Capitol. That is a news report. They are building their headquarters. It's not Tower of Babel they're building, but they're building headquarters, but it resembles the Tower of Babel. See there? Look at that. And they said, come, let us build us a city and a tower with its top in the sky to make a name for ourselves, else we shall be scattered all over the world. People, do the maths as well. Amazon has just unveiled the plans for its new corporate headquarters that will stand in Arlington, Virginia, directly across the Potomac River from Washington, D.C. The announcement inaccurately described the design as a double helix, but scholars of ancient history and the Bible will readily recognize the ancient model for the design, the Tower of Babel. So here we have some more information on it. The natural beauty of a double helix can be seen throughout our world, from the geometry of our DNA to the elemental form of galaxies, weather pattern, pinnacones, and seashells. The company said the helix at our Arlington headquarters will offer a variety of alternative work environment for Amazon employees amidst lush garden, flourishing trees native to the region. Though it is true that DNA is arranged in a double helix, the architect design is not, in fact, a double helix that appears like a ladder that has been twisted into a corkscrew. The design of the building is perhaps a single helix with a spiral walkway ascending exterior of the building. So people, there you have it. I will not go too deep in that one. Let me go into the video that explain the mRNA vaccine, how it works.
Manufacture. Traditional vaccines that use a dead or weakened form of the virus must be grown inside live cells. The production of these vaccines is slower. For example, the most common way for the flu vaccine to be manufactured at scale is to grow the vaccine's viruses within fertilized hen eggs. Those eggs are incubated for several days to allow the viruses to replicate. The viruses are then killed, purified, and go through extensive quality testing before distribution.
So you hear that now, people. The traditional vaccine, the process that they go through, they grow in eggs. It's clear. I don't even have to repeat it. Everything is clear right here. That I'll go for our next video for you now.
Pandemic. Traditional immunization methods involve injecting a dead or weakened form of a virus into the body. This triggers the immune system to create proteins called.
You see that, people? The first set of vaccine, additional one that most people take in this world, it doesn't go into your cell. Your cell. You're gonna let this explain it.
Which protect a person in the event a live virus gets into their system. The mRNA vaccine approach doesn't require injecting a virus into the patient in order to create those antibodies. Messenger ribonucleic acid, or mRNA, are molecules that exist within the body that transport instructions to the part of the cell that creates proteins. The mRNA approach to the vaccine is to encode instructions into a synthetic strand of mRNA on how to create antibodies to fight the virus. Once those programmed strands of mRNA are introduced, the body's natural process of creating proteins takes over, and it reproduces the antibodies without needing the weakened virus present in a person's system.
The Moderna.
You heard they said synthetic. Let me let that one repeat again.
Is to encode instructions into a synthetic strand of mRNA on how to create antibodies.
Synthetic strand of mRNA. You get that, people? All right. Synthetic strand of mRNA. Very good. Now let's get back. Yeah, so let us get back to this slide here. So let us look at how they hack your life and the ingredient inside, how these ingredients work inside the vaccine. Moderna technology platform insert a synthetic nucleoside modified mRNA, and that people is not only Moderna, Pfizer also, and those other vaccine developers use the mRNA technology. So mRNA into human cells. This mRNA then reprogram the cells to prompt immune responses. It is a novel technique previously abandoned due to the side effects of inserting mRNA into cells. This is how your body designed to work. Cells sense the invasion of foreign mRNA and activate the body's innate immune system to degrade these foreign nucleic acid. This is the body mechanism for self-protection to prevent cells from being manipulated by intruders. In order to protect mRNA molecule from the body's natural defense, drug developer must wrap them in a protective casing. You know, people? This is referred to as biotech carrier system involving lipid nanoparticles, which abbreviation is LNPS, which means that all the vaccine that use mRNA is pegylated, meaning that the vaccine nanoparticles are coated with a synthetic, non-biodegradable, and increasingly controversial polymer called polyethylene glycol. Now, people, I have a very interesting video. Two very interesting video for you to watch now. You're gonna be shocked. Listen to this, man. Boris Johnson. Body's supposed to know Boris Johnson. Listen to this, man.
Change. Our understanding of the natural world is being transformed by genome sequencing, the discovery of the very essence of life itself, the secret genetic code that animates the spirit of every living being and allows medical breakthroughs.
What he said? Secret genetic code. Secret. They know they discover a top secret that they shouldn't discover. But people, do you ever heard about the fallen angels? Those are the one who teaching mankind these secrets. They same one teach mankind to make weapons. Many things they teach mankind. All the evil that you see in the world, those fallen angels teach them. Read the book of Enoch, people. Read the book of Enoch.
Of life itself, the secret genetic code that animates the spirit of every living being and allows medical breakthroughs the like of which we have never known. Treatments tailored to the precise genetic makeup of the individual. So far, we have discovered the secrets of less than 0.3% of complex life on the planet. Think what will we achieve, what we will achieve when? And it is a matter of when. We understand 1 or 2%, let alone 5 or 10%.
You hear that person? People, it's just a small percentage they know, you know. They don't know everything as yet, you know. And when you read the book of Enoch, you will see where the book of Enoch quote the Almighty when those fallen angels starting to teach man witchcraft and all those things, and a lot of informing man and teaching man a lot of secret that man shouldn't have. It should is them alone should have it. And the Almighty said that is a worthless knowledge that they have. He never gives them the full knowledge of what they would want. So it's the same thing going on. History is repeating itself. History is repeating itself. Now listen to this next video with this one.
Our eyes as they come to make out whether they are for good or bad, friends or foes. AI. What will it mean? Helpful robots washing and caring for an aging population, or pink-eyed terminators sent back from the future to cull the human race?
To what? To cull the human race. That means there's a possibility the human race might go back into slavery. Eh? AI, listen to that word. I'm going to go for some AI, artificial intelligent. AI is artificial intelligent. Listen about this, people.
Good or bad, friends or foes. AI. What will it mean? Helpful robots washing and caring.
AI, helpful robots.
For an aging population, or pink-eyed terminators sent back from the future to cull the human race. What will synthetic biology stand for? Restoring our livers and our eyes with miracle regeneration of the tissue.
You hear what he said? Miracle. Miracle.
Issues like some fantastic hangover cure, or will it bring terrifying limbless chickens to our tables? Will nanotechnology help us to beat disease, or will it leave tiny robots to replicate in the crevices of our souls? It is a
you hear that? Somebody missed that, you know. Or if it will leave tiny robots to replicate in our souls. Do you listen to that, people? I'm going to repeat it.
Leave tiny robots to replicate in the crevices of our souls. It is
in the crevices of our soul.
A trope as old as literature that any scientific advance is punished by the gods.
People, these people, they don't easy, you know. You think them easy? They don't easy at all. This you call bare face. You ever hear about bare face? All right, let's go down into the meat of the matter here. All right. So you have to remember, as I did touch on the fall of Adam and Eve, and you remember Noah. You know what caused the Noah flood was those fallen angels that came down and started to do a lot of letting animals, different animals come together, like a lion, mixing a lion with a elephant and bringing different species. Just giving an example, the different birds them. The book of Joshua tell you all about these things that they used to do in those days. A lot of different corruption going on in those days. That's why the Almighty have to bring the flood, because these men breaking certain law. The angel in those times, they come and break a law that they're not supposed to break, where angels come in to have sex and to marry human. That is a law, and God was displeased. It's an abomination. So that you see the reason why the flood did have to came, to get rid of those fallen angels seed, which is a giant that you see in the book. They speak about enough in the book of Genesis and in Exodus, when Moses have to kill out those sets offspring of the fallen angel. And then you have the Tower of Babel. And you remember that story, right? Because they discover there was a window or a portal where they could have entered into heaven. So they're building this tall thing there. That is something like what Amazon is building there. So anytime man discovers something, you have to remember it's an abomination and you must not take part in it. They are different. It's not only the 10 Commandment law. Most church only focusing on the 10 Commandment law. There are other laws. There are food laws. There are laws for the body. There are laws for nature. And these men are breaking the law. Children of Esau, the Edomites. And Christian must not partake in these things with them. All right, so we're going to 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7 to 9. Hear what it has to say. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who know, letteth will let until he be taken out of the way, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and sign and lying wonders, with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So people, this thing here, this new thing that they're testing in the vaccine, it's going to also, and it's already been tested as relates to cancer and other different disease. So, and they're calling it a miracle. But let me show you this slide here before come off this thing here, that here's something very interesting I want to show you. This thing here, but I wanted to go on Moderna YouTube. I take this off the YouTube, Moderna YouTube. Moderna, just type in Moderna digitization building blocks. This is how their mRNA was created. It's sent to the cloud, which is Amazon cloud. As I said, I was in a meeting and with a doctor, and he never know that. And he thought I'm talking the normal cloud up in the sky, but it's Amazon cloud. He got through, first thing he got to the cloud, then integration, then Internet of Things, then automation and robotic, then analytic and AI. That AI, artificial intelligence, is the mRNA that is in the vaccine. You see that, people? These are the things many people, at least more than half of the world, don't know that this is the process that it go through. So now you know the process that it go through. Okay? So let's go back to this thing here. So yeah, Revelation 16:14. For they are the spirit of devils, working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of God Almighty. People, they are touting this new discovery that it is a miracle, and man, the pastors them that only read the Bible, don't read other books or know anything about other people, religion or history. They are only looking that there's going to be a man coming and touching people and healing them. That's what they're looking for now. But they don't even know that there are different ways of creating miracle. And that is what they discovered, this software that is going to do a whole heap of miracle. This software, the mRNA, but it's an abomination unto the Lord. And Christians need to understand that. Revelation 19:20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire, burning with brimstone. Say that, people. My people, don't be deceived. This new mRNA technology, artificial intelligence, they worry about designer babies. They recently put that technology, a scientist, I think I must say in China, put that technology in a baby that should have both parents have AIDS. And when they put that technology in that baby born and didn't have AIDS. And that technology also can, if you want a child to grow, if you want a tall child, you just do the right program and you get a tall child. If you want a short child, you can get a short child. I want to tell you, bold record might be so break, because guess what happened? These man is going to make us the necessary mRNA to develop a fast child that can run very fast, that no man has ever seen, and broke bold record. This is how far this thing is going, people. Christian, you must know the facts. This technology is a forbidden thing. They break a law that they shouldn't break. Don't be partakers of it.